I want a sandwich. Now. Oh, sandwich wench. Yo, wench. Sandwich. Now. I'm going to need a sandwich. A sandwich. I'm going to need a sandwich. A sandwich. I'm going to need a sandwich. A sandwich. A sandwich. A sandwich. I'm going to need a sandwich. A sandwich. I'm going to need a sandwich. A sandwich. A sandwich. Oh, sandwich wench. I want a sandwich. Sandwich.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We're back after a couple of weeks. It's been a while. Joining me to talk about some bits and bobs, odds and sods, and maybe some politics as well is Trups. Say hello, Trups.
Can opening. Did it work?
You know, I heard the hiss just at the end there, so yes.
Okay, cool, fair. How you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm tired already of work for this week, and I'm so happy it's over.
You know
And
what?
bracing for the craziest winter storm apparently that we have seen in a hot minute.
Have they at least given it a name yet?
No.
What's the point?
The problem is if they give it a name, then they are the insurance companies have to if any damage comes, named storms are usually insured. If they're not named, then insurance companies don't often have to pay out for certain damages. I don't know if that's actually the reason. I just know that's true.
So that would explain why only hurricanes get that treatment then.
Yeah, basically.
Jim Pondu on YouTube's asked, was that a cork?
Not this time. No, it was a Dr. Pepper can.
I'm not drinking myself tonight. I haven't for about 2 weeks, but I can do a cork. Hope that was heard. Best I can offer you, I'm afraid, is a Ben React 12. Oh, that smelled good though. Hello, Chicken Sushi, Starlet, Leona, and K-Shell. Thank you all for joining us. So yes, hope you're all good. Thank you for joining us. Sorry we weren't here last week. For those who do know, I had a series of panic attacks last Monday, and don't know why, but I did. And after 4 days of struggling to get a doctor, I finally got treatment, so we're on the mend. But I needed to sleep because I barely had. And Trups thankfully understood that, so yes. So we thought I haven't really paid as much attention to the political space. I have been sort of seeing things here and there. Oh, I've got to yawn. I'm sorry.
Oh no,
yeah, sorry.
not yawning.
Yeah, sorry. But yeah. So I haven't been paying attention, but I have been seeing things here and there. Like voting, like social media restrictions and Keir Starmer being.
Did you see the Australian bill that basically criminalizes all speach? I'm exaggerating a bit, but
no, I know what you're talking. I'd heard about that because it's typical Australian politics.
It is.
It really is. Their politics are so embarrassing, man.
Anti-hate speech. Yeah.
In the UK, they're actually putting a bill forward to ban under 16s from social media, and I actually support it. I don't support the bill existing because it means parents aren't good enough. But I think that if parents aren't willing to do this, then fuck it. It needs to now be a law. Children shouldn't be on the internet.
I have to agree, and I'm almost tempted to say that people shouldn't post their kids on the internet either.
Agreed. I think it's.
But like, I kind of get why that's a bridge too far. Honestly,
I'll use an extreme example. A couple of weeks ago, I covered a social media influencer, kidfluencer, she was at one point, called Piper Raquel. She's now 18, and the moment she turned 18, she started an OnlyFans. And I was like,
Well,
your mother pushed you down this path. This is literal grooming. She's linked up with a bunch of 21-year-old females to do stuff with, and I'm like, you 21-year-olds need to also learn your place here because this is wrong.
it's actually a lot worse than that.
Oh, I know it is.
Um,
I'm dumbing it down for
because
YouTube.
yeah, it's a lot worse because she posted uh on her 18th birthday,
Yeah, it's
which
like,
means the content was likely made before.
yeah, it reminds me of do you remember that girl Lil Tay? Remember she turned 18, she did it as well, made $1 million in one day.
Oh yes, Danielle something.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't understand the thought process, but I understand a lot of younger people now are, yeah, they're either groomed into it, conditioned into it. But either
I
way,
was gonna
you
say
were a
it's the
child.
yeah, it's a consequence, unfortunately, of combination of fast access to money, which
Yep.
for a lot of people, there's not a better way. There's not an honorable way.
Yep.
If you want to go down that road.
Oh no, I'm with you.
The other thing is that a lot of kids see influencers on social media as something to aspire to. They have money, they have the ability to go and travel, they do funny and cool things. Like I can't imagine why any child wouldn't see, an influencer riding
Hmm.
around in Gotti going, "Hey, why can't I do that? What do I have to do? What do I have to do to be like them?"
Yeah. Well, so you are right. Um, interestingly, I was sat in the house earlier watching. So something I've been doing more of is sitting with the sisters and their kids just to hang out with people. And one of my nieces was laughing quite a lot. She was watching Sniper Wolf, and I was like, I now
Oh no,
realize who this person caters their content to. Essentially, a 12-year-old girl,
that's
because
depressing.
it is. Um,
You
but
ever seen some of those Minecraft slop videos?
I may have over the years seen a few.
Because my sister tends to be a bit um, allowing with her kids. They're on their phones and iPads quite a lot.
They play
Um,
they play Minecraft.
yes, actually.
So my
However,
5-year-old nephew does too, and I really wish he wouldn't. He just broke
my
his
sister
Nintendo
has
Switch.
my sister has disallowed the ability to connect to online play,
Good.
which I think was the smartest thing that she has
Yeah,
done.
it's like kids in Roblox. Can't be doing that.
Oh, it's disgusting.
My same 5-6-year-old nephew, he likes Roblox and he loves Minecraft. But whenever he doesn't get his own way with things, he breaks things.
Mm,
His Nintendo Switch is currently sat in our living room because he managed to bend every prong in the USB port.
that's impressive.
It's impressive because all he did. Well, I don't know how he did it, but it needs to be a new one needs to be soldered on, and I don't want to do it.
Hmm.
And Bry, it
Yeah.
is horrifying to think that Jack Doherty can be considered a role model because he's at best a budget pimp.
Well, that's really what his business is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
His business is selling the exposure, both in both ways, meaning um, of these girls, and I say girls because they're hardly adults, um, on his channel, where they get seen by older men, and they go, "Ooh, oh, look at that one." It's gross. It's just what it is.
Agreed. Um,
Our
it, it,
world is depressing.
but when a government wants to now, because it has no choice to legislate this, it's
Mhm.
like it's like going into a bar and it has a very unique rule. Say the rule says, please do not stand on the toilet to piss out the window. You know that exists because somebody did it,
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
fun.
honestly,
And this feels like that territory of
it does.
you, the parents, are so fucking soft. You're so embarrassingly soft. Grow the fuck up and learn how to parent your children. My parents, based on generation, would be considered neglectful by today's standards, but that wasn't what they were. They were firm when they had to be, but they let us be kids. These kids now, though, are given too much technology and too much privilege. I don't think that's right. They need to learn
But
responsibility instead.
simultaneously, they're protected from consequences.
They are, and I don't like that. My nieces
They
learn that, and they have
Yeah.
to learn it because they've got to be better than us.
Every generation wants the next generation to be better than us.
Apparently, this generation
Um,
doesn't because they're
this
idiots.
generation is one of the few generations that is actually weaker mentally than us. So,
Oh yeah.
because
Although,
you and I have a 10-year difference, which technically puts us in separate generations, but
it,
I digress.
actually, you and I are borderline on this because memory serves, millennials they end in 96, 97 or something.
hmm
And
I'm one
then
of the last millennials.
yeah, you're like we're just on the same, but we are just far enough apart that you're right.
Mhm. Yeah, but we have so like the thing is if you were a 90s baby,
I'm
meaning born in 95, 97, etc.,
I was born in
you
'86, but
were you are quote unquote a millennial,
yeah, I
but
am.
with the upbringing of Gen Z.
Yeah,
You are born in the you're not Gen X, but like you are born at the beginning of the millennial era.
very close to, but yes.
Um, so that kind of gives you the upbringing of the millennials.
But I can say proudly, I am not
Mhm.
as entitled as the rest of my kind.
Yes, and I'm not as fucking retarded. Um,
Honestly, it's a great feeling, isn't it?
it's fantastic. Um, problem though, realistically speaking, that we do have to acknowledge is that kids nowadays actually don't read. They can't read. The literacy rate for I think kids in fourth grade in America is something like 40% of them can read at a fourth grade level.
Really,
hmm
that's tragic.
And and most of it is because AI can read it to them.
Well, that's like using Chat GPT to do a resume. And on Rumble, Hannibal there says there's also many young girls that are maybe like 11 doing Get Ready With Me for school, and they don't act like children anymore. Getting coffee from Starbucks, fake nails, full face of
Oh,
makeup.
the makeup is insane.
Just going to be that guy, and I'll say it verbatim. Makeup, I can understand the purpose to an extent, but if you wear it as a form of mask, you're basically just hiding who you really are.
Yeah.
Grow up.
But worse yet though is like some of these Gen Z people who have been doing the makeup stuff for so long, they have permanently aged their skin
They
to the
have,
point where it is actually like they're in their mid 20s and they look 40.
honestly, yeah. That's not a good
Might
thing,
have
by
to
the
be a
way.
vitamin D deficiency.
Yeah, go eat more Pokimane defunct cookies. She likes D.
Go out in the sun.
Get all the sun. Yeah, I hear that's good for you. Although
It is,
I do
and
like to
good for
get
your
some.
mental health.
Yeah, if we had any right now, it'd be fantastic.
But we
Um,
have it. It's just really shit.
Ours is hidden by clouds, rain, and Englishness. And Hannibal,
Well,
you also mentioned most can't even tell the time. Not one of my nieces could tell the time without looking at the Alexa thing that has the time on it. Whereas
oh,
I
then let
always
me
have a
guess,
watch.
digital, right?
Yeah, I always have a watch. I do it in 24-hour clock, so I throw them
Yeah,
half the time. Um,
yeah.
I
I
wear.
have to do it in 24 hours just because of my work.
I just do
And
24 hours. It's
Michael,
easier.
Michael in YouTube goes, "I'm 40, I'm overweight, but I do go to the gym twice a week." Good, honestly, that's good for you.
I
I
will.
need to be better.
I will
I
say
need to do that too.
this: I haven't been to the gym in 9 or 10 days now. Because once the anxiety built up to a point I couldn't get back, no, closer to 2 weeks, sorry, I realized I had to step away entirely, which pisses me off. So my plan is to, on the 1st of February, to get back in um,
Good,
and just throw
that's healthy,
myself in.
and I think you like it.
I love going to the gym. I really
Yeah, I
do.
wish I could. I wish I could. My problem is that like my desire to go to the gym is like fully reliant on having somebody else to like bolster my desire to go. So like I need a partner to go and do things with. Almost competition ish, like to
Mm.
make somebody challenge me to go harder.
My
Because
my older sister wanted to go to a gym because my nephew goes to a special needs school because of his issues, and there's a gym nearby. And she thought, well, for the 2 hours he's there, why don't I go to the gym? That's what she said. And she, sadly, because she's never been, she walked in, saw all these gym rats, and walked straight out. I said, look.
it's very intimidating.
So I said, right, next time you go, I'll go with you because I have no issue going in there and showing you how to do what you need to do because there's no induction for her. So she didn't know what to do anyway. I said, let me go with you and I'll show you. I may not be in the right mind right now to do it myself, but I can guide you to do what you need to do to help yourself. She's 2 years older than me. Why not do that to help yourself? Because she wants to help herself. And I'm like, you know what? This is great. I will help you because you're my sister. I want you to be better than me. Won't be as strong, but you can definitely do something. And it is
Well,
intimidating.
right. No. Being healthy is not there is a good thing when it comes to like what you get out of having siblings.
Mm.
And one of them is a support system. Sometimes it doesn't work out. I understand that.
Yeah.
But it is a support system that can be there for you.
Yeah.
Because realistically, every kid is almost uniquely different than the other.
Yeah.
And they have different abilities, different things. Like even when my brother-in-law had some of his old Pokemon cards from like when he was a teenager. My wife, who works at a card store, goes, "Give me the collection." We went out, we bought new sleeves. We
Yeah.
took out the ones that were expensive, bought him a brand new binder, sleeved all the old stuff, and said, "Okay, here,
Nice.
take these, and if you're going to sell, they gave the whole spiel because we have unique knowledge that they didn't, and we didn't want them to
It's a
get
good
taken
feeling, isn't
advantage
it?
of.
It's a really good feeling. That was something I was looking at because with my anxiety issues, hello Okie Native, hope you're well. Hello Glockwork Orange as well. Haven't seen you both in a while. Hello Dr. Beast Hunter. Hello everyone, by the way.
And
I
nice of
haven't.
everybody to join us.
I have a few packs of like magic cards, and I also have some binders of collected Pokemon cards. There's a shop in my town on Fridays. They do a Pokemon club, and I was half tempted because of my lack of social life to just swing by one day and see what they do. It's only a small shop, but maybe it'll help me with my. It would help with the loneliness thing I experience every so often.
You and me both, brother.
I think the one thing because I envy you for this, is that you've got you're building that life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, nah. Everything for me is distance based, and so I'm very selfishly like, oh, I'm just alone. Not really. It's just my mentality was horrific on it for the past 2 weeks, which is all right. Am I feeling all right? I'm okay, Kendall. Thank you. Mercifully, I don't feel anywhere near as bad as I have done. But I like that with these like the card thing. So actually, this ties swing it back because club thing's a great idea. I think because that's something I've seen with my nieces. They go to more clubs now, something which we didn't have when we were kids. The Pokemon things is a really like that for me. Card games in general are a great social builder. Hello, Peach Braxton. Hope you're well.
Yeah, they are.
But then it also helps you teach a form of education, which is something lacking in a lot of institutions where they don't seem to teach you some very basic. And I had it when I was a kid. They don't seem to teach you enough to actually get through life. Interpersonal skills are, for example, vitally important. Yet if I go to my nieces in turn, I could have a conversation with half of them to a reasonable level, the other half, not so much, because they're not taught those interpersonal skills to help them mesh better. Clubs like Pokemon clubs.
Think we have a social skill problem in today's society?
I think there's too much reliance on phones. So yes, I sat in the living room with my sisters the other day, and everyone was on their phone except for me. I don't sit on my phone. I don't. I do pull it out once every so often, just check when I get a message, but that's about it. I don't want to be sat on social media all the time. I don't want to be checking I'm not obsessively looking at who likes my posts because what's the bloody point? It's not going to change anything for me, is it? I will admit
Mm,
I've done a little window shopping on whiskey, yes, but that's only because I normally this time of year buy a treat. You know, I do that every
mhm,
January, and I've got my treat planned. I just can't get it. Dave's getting it for me, but
mhm,
that's fine. Um, Kids are different, so it feels weird to say that, Kendall, because I see my nieces and nephews, and this is a conversation my older sister and I had about them because there's six of them, between three sisters. They have six kids between them. That's great, you know. They basically cover themselves and as extra person, which is great. I want them to be
mhm,
better than us, and I want them to have the chances we didn't have. But then I see where they're failing, and I'm like, oh shit, how do I help them?
mhm.
Because the school isn't
I don't
helping
think
them.
kids are actually all that much different today.
No, I
And the
don't.
reason why I say that is because I think that kids, by and large, are very simple creatures,
Yeah.
and they are a lot of the time after a certain point in age, they are a product of their environment. So give it any kind of interaction in a school, especially once they hit, you know, six. Not much when they're six, but like eight, nine,
Yeah.
they start to interact with other kids, and we'll take a inspiration from like when I was a kid. Some people had phones. Not everybody had a phone. However, at a certain point, you were kind of weird if you didn't have a phone. But
Oh yeah.
but did that really like affect me? No, not particularly. Did it affect others? Yes. They wanted so badly to be part of the group that if they didn't have something or they weren't involved with, liked, watched, etc., be a part of a culture that existed in a virtual space as well as a real space, they were seen as other. And that was something that a lot of them just didn't know how to handle. Similarly, now we have the same thing with TikTok, except now kids are actually comparing
Mm.
what their reach is like on these social media platforms that we did not care about when we were kids.
Hmm.
Um, but now is actually a measure of social cred, like
Yeah.
credit.
Yeah. You mentioned the phone thing. I was buying Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6 for the Switch because they were really cheap in Argos. But download code only, and I was like, fuck it, that's really cheap. I'll have them. Guy who was getting served next to me, he bought 17 burner phones. I'm like,
Oh,
oh, I know what they're for. All right. You need to be a bit more discreet than that, brother.
mhm.
I thought that was great.
Burner
Um,
phones. I look, man. If you wanna hide the drugs you're buying, just do it in person.
just do it on paper and eat the paper. Done.
Honestly, though.
Learn to remember things. It's not overly, you're very good at weighing things and remember that math, but you can't seem to remember your deals. All right. Anyway,
Hmm.
we've been sidelined by UK policy. Although I will say, just to go back to it, I hate the government having to do it, but I do fully support it because I'm
Hmm.
sick of seeing kidfluencers and I don't want to see children groomed. I think if you're going to go down this path, though, eventually you're going to have to start considering other forms of employment where children are used. And that might well include things like acting, because we've seen that happen too much as well. I don't care enough to
Oh,
see
absolutely.
I don't care enough to see kids on TV shows either.
But
Uh,
that's been happening since the '60s.
it
Shirley
has.
Temple was actually a child heartthrob.
Brooke Shields posed for Playboy when she was prepubescent, and those pictures were circulated and I'm pretty sure were still available for many years on the internet because they were considered art, even though she tried to sue to get those pictures removed. Because she blamed her mother for taking advantage of her.
I
Um,
believe the child who was posed for the Nirvana cover also asked to get
yeah,
um uh some kind of
the baby, yeah.
like royalties back.
They just,
But unfortunately for that, like my brother in Christ, you're not even like inappropriately shown.
it's an oddity. And we've seen over the years too many
I get it.
actors, child actors, for example. Look at the cast for Different Strokes, where they all ended up taking advantage
Oh,
of or end up
please.
in adult content or doing drugs or suicide. It just
All of them.
went,
Yeah, it's all drugs and suicide if it's not like
yeah.
porn.
It just I don't want to see children exploited. So as far as I'm concerned, if you're going to go down that path, eventually you're going to have to consider it.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Fortunate.
because I don't want to be stuck on this one forever, and we've been here for 26 minutes. Uh,
Yeah.
what's been going on in your country beyond your president trying to buy Greenland?
Well, we've got some lovely things happening in Minnesota, I suppose. Um, Minnesota has become a strange hotbed for anti-ICE protests. Now, we kind of knew already that Minnesota was like this because after the Derek Chauvin incident with George Floyd, um, we kind of we knew that they were going to be able to pull out all the stops for protest. However, they've gotten a bit insane. Um, in that they are now targeting anybody who kind of even somewhat looks like they are part of ICE. Meaning, if you drive a Suburban, you're on the chopping block. Honestly, um, it's really pretty fucked up. Honestly, that just random people, ironically, from the group who is upset that ICE is profiling, these people are being profiled. About how they look or what they drive, and they are being thought to be ICE officers. Some people have been beaten in the street. Some people have had stuff stolen from them. Um, it's not good.
That's not okay.
but
The Minnesota thing's fascinating because the fraud is ridiculous. People are trying to obfuscate onto other things, and it's like, you guys are doing everything you can to distract from the real issue. I don't like it.
which is that there are illegal immigrants who some of them have uh, child exploitation issues that are being sought after by federal law enforcement. Yeah.
Honestly, there's so many issues. I don't know why. I don't know how Tim Waltz managed to get away with having so many shitty things happen under his watch and doing nothing at the same time. That's
Well,
ridiculous.
there's a expectation that he actually might be investigated,
I'm hoping so. It'd be fun. It'd be hilarious.
because he may be complicit in the fraud scandal.
Yeah.
Now I don't know, but we will definitely see whether or not any investigation actually shows anything.
Yeah.
They have thought similar things of the mayor of Minneapolis as well.
Mhm. Good. Hannibal
Hearing
mentioned
back.
something about the young kid stuff. Just to go back to
Oh.
it quickly, it said it's also so easy to get in contact with young kids. When I was about 14, a 37-year-old wanted to meet up with me, and he did that through messaging me. I hope that man's in prison, the fat cretin, deserves to be punished. And I hope you did not reply. Okay? I just wanted to go back to it for a second because I thought that was, yeah,
Yeah, no, I get it.
it just annoyed me.
There is definitely some very strange things. But at the same time, with the ICE protests, the Somali situation is also quite interesting because they have been trying to publicly pillory Nick Shirley, who was I
I
think
saw
he's
that.
25 years old,
Yeah, I've seen this.
and
It's
they
character
are trying to do everything to him.
It's character assassination 101. It's
Mhm.
so boring. They need to grow up. Oh, he did this. Oh, he did that. No, he didn't. Shut up. I saw what's he do? Financial audit guy Jared. He's been talking
Oh,
about the
Caleb Hammer.
Caleb. Yeah, Caleb. Sorry, not Jared. Caleb Hammer's been talking about the fraud stuff, and he's been showing Nick the videos and people detractors because I covered what was his name? The beardy guy, fat guy. Someone raged about Nick Shirley's stuff, but he did it from a lens of, oh, everyone that believes Nick Shirley's a cum guzzling conservative.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
grow up. Papa gut, I think that's what it is. Like, people showing their political bias and they're ignoring, they're calling everything about the fraud and the grooming stuff, they're calling it just far right propaganda. That's all it is. And you're a cum guzzler if you consume this information. It's like, but this information's here. Like,
Mhm.
how are you so? How are you this stupid?
It's willful ignorance. I'm concerned with actually.
At this point, I am too. It's embarrassing. I'm not saying I expect better, but I would expect slight improvements on people's political skin. I've been watching like Twitter for secular talk mostly because if I need to just look at something and see it from a lens of absolute failure, I go to his Twitter,
Zelensky.
and he couldn't compose a tweet with any intellectual honesty if he tried. Okay, he couldn't do
Kyle
it.
Zelensky has fallen down a rabbit
I
hole
hate
that
it.
is historic.
I
Honestly,
hate it so much because he and I had conversations in 2016. We were on good terms, and to see how he's done really well for himself career wise, and just to see how far he's fallen is hilarious. It's like what's the other guy? Pac-Man.
Oh, David Pacman.
Yeah, he's not doing that great either.
I just don't like that we have people who. So one of the issues that I find is that a lot of people find themselves to be unable to be propagandized, and they think that somehow the propaganda is just like it can't possibly be them, right? It can't possibly be their people who are propagandizing. No, it must be the others.
Yeah, that's not okay.
It makes me really sad to see because the moment you don't believe that you can be propagandized is the moment that you are.
Yeah, it's a bit tragic, really, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but try explaining that to those people.
So
They don't want to accept that.
the ice thing's an interesting one. So I've seen a number of people on Twitter, on my For You page more notably, saying that ICE have no mandate to do this, 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 and this. You can't have voted for ICE to do this, 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 and this. We should name, shame, tar and feather, and dox and harass, harangue every possible member of ICE that we see and find a face picture of because of reasons including this, 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 and this.
Mhm.
Does ICE have a mandate?
ICE is getting instructions from the federal government to perform these investigations. Yeah.
Okay, it has a mandate.
Yes.
Is it okay to dox members of ICE to try and stop them from doing their duty?
Absolutely not. That is terroristic behavior.
Okay.
You are using your political ideology as a modus in order to inflict fear on people to prevent them from performing.
As Bryce says
tasks.
on Rumble, blinded by ideology. And the worst part is it's the blind leading the blind because
Yes.
it's sheeple 101. It's not okay. These people are doing a duty because they are instructed to do so from the highest possible level. If you have an issue with it, go speak to Tom Homan.
Tom Homan, yeah.
Yeah, go speak to him. He's the right guy for the job to just have a little query with. I'm sure he'd love to have a conversation. And Brian, I agree.
Yeah.
It's not okay to dox anyone. It really isn't. It never has been okay. It never will be. And yet there are people trying to do that all over Twitter all the time now with ICE. It led to, I believe, one of them, GoFundMe, wasn't it, set up for a member of ICE? I think.
Probably.
I think there was a GoFundMe set up. I'll have to check it, but I'm pretty sure. I'm going to check now. I'm pretty sure there was a GoFundMe set up for a member of ICE. GoFundMe for ICE. Victims of terrorist organization known as ICE. Okay, well, that's not of ICE. Let's go with that.
Well, there you go. There's some of that propaganda right there.
ICE by Clyde for ICE officer Jonathan Ross. $791,650 raised so far for that person. One person had donated $10,000. The victims of terrorist organization known as ICE has raised $2,304. Slightly less, to the tune of about $790,000 off of Jonathan Ross's GoFundMe set up by Clyde Emmons.
Yeah.
The funds.
I don't know, because like I think that honestly, like obviously he didn't deserve a lot of the as much of the hate, but at the same time, I do understand why people are critical of him. And like the one issue I have is that you cannot be in somebody else's head as to why they would do such a thing.
Yeah.
And when it came out after the fact that he had been previously in a situation with a another vehicle, previously in his job, it made some people, not as many as I would have liked, but some change their tune a little bit because they realized, okay, so this person, it's not all like hatred, it is fear, at least somewhat. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Okay. Um, but like,
Sorry, I've got to let the dogs out. My apologies.
okay. Oh, okay.
Back in a sec, bud.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, but after they had, brought basically the hammer down on Jonathan Ross, like he had to run away. His family had to go into hiding because of the doxing. His family had to go into hiding because of the doxing, and people still find him like reprehensible for simply trying to protect their own family. There's no there's no good reason to ever strike that much fear into somebody. There is no person who deserves that kind of um puppy. There's no person who deserves that kind of treatment. Um who was in simply doing their job. There are those who deserve that kind of treatment, but we all know those to be people like Diddy and and folks of similar natures. Um, but he's having issues with the dogs. I can tell. Unlike Hassan Piker, we do not shock dogs here. I wonder if you guys can hear it too. Okay. Anyway, um, well, moving on from the ICE thing, the fact that some of the protesters are now targeting those who have out of state license plates in Minnesota. If you drive an SUV, you have out of state license plates, suddenly you're going to become a target until you can prove otherwise that you are not a member of ICE. There have been a series of kind of insane protests that had happened. Obviously, one of the more talked about ones in the United States was one that Don Lemon had recently attended, in which him and a protest group had basically gone into a church, interrupted service, and it was because one of the pastors who was in that church has an alternate job as working logistics for ICE. They are now three of the people who are most in charge of that group have been arrested under the FACE Act, which essentially says that you cannot, you may not interrupt a person from exercising their First Amendment rights in a place of worship. Some people think that Don Lemon needs to be charged as well. From what I understand, is the KKK Act, which I do believe has to do with knowing in advance. Hold on, I am looking. Conspiring to deprive citizens of the rights to hold office or enjoy equal protection. So basically, allowing for conspiring with the group in order to do the face violation. I don't know if you guys saw the videos of it. There are plenty of lovely, lovely videos. The leader, prior to her arrest, went on to CNN as they were asked by one of the anchors to kind of explain themselves, give their side of the story. And their side of the story was essentially, we went in, we were orderly when we went in, we took part in the service until she raised her hand and commented on on one of the pastor's comments during prayer. At which point, then the entire group had gotten up, started yelling, "Hands up, don't shoot," in a church, which I found very, very odd. Because whom, whom are you expecting to shoot you inside the church? And it is also not a get out of jail free card to just yell that. Sure. Um, Don Lemon again interviewed the pastor.
Is he in prison yet?
Don Lemon, no,
Oh.
but I was going through that whole protest that had happened in the church.
I heard about that.
Yes,
have
3 of them
smiled.
have been arrested, but not Don Lemon.
Aw. That stuff tickled me.
Yeah, we're getting there. I swear we'll get there. But now that you're back, shall we start discussing Greenland?
Yes, so, have you bought it yet?
No, but I do believe Trump has succeeded at playing 4D chess.
How so?
So, Trump had basically been saying, "I want Greenland. I'm going to take it." Denmark was the first one to say, "No, you won't."
Mhm.
Greenland quickly agreed, or at least the politicians said they did. The rest of Europe joined suit. Trump was going to send some folks over there in a show of solidarity. Europe and its coalition decided to send a whopping 30 people over to Greenland as a show of support. Your country had the fucking audacity to send one person, by the way.
I try not to pay attention to what my country does because it's embarrassing at the best of times.
Yeah, your country decided to show support for fucking Greenland. Y'all were gonna send one fucking paper jockey.
I disavow. I think it's too funny.
Germany at least sent like, I think 18 people.
Really.
France sent like 13. But 30 people, and Trump kept upping the rhetoric. So Denmark went on the attack, basically saying, "Well, we're going to increase our defense spending to show you that we mean business about defending Denmark."
Yeah.
And the rest of the EU said, "Yeah, we're going to do that." Trump, meanwhile, sits back and goes, "Okay. So NATO, if you remember from his first term, was something that he said was defunct. The whole thing was basically screwy. No one was contributing their fair share. In his first term, he was able to get everybody up to spending 2% of their GDP on NATO defense.
Yeah.
Well, Trump wanted more. Trump wanted 5% now. And after threatening Greenland, he was able to engage in negotiations with Denmark and European negotiators. And from what I understand is he has secured a deal where they are allowed to operate military bases, get certain mineral rights and certain other like autonomous rights within their allotted spaces for keyword forever. So,
Okay.
and in the process, the Europeans have suddenly realized that they are, in fact, under threat. Because a lot of the biggest problem with Western Europe is that they are often detached from what goes on elsewhere in Europe. The Western Europeans do not feel as compelled by the Ukrainian situation because they are not there, versus somebody like Poland, who is always there and has always been on the front lines of Russia.
Yeah.
For 2 world wars, in fact. The Europeans, Denmark and Finland and the UK and Ireland, France even, did not have to worry as much about Russia because they're not there. They're not next door. It's their problem, really. There's no sense of urgency from Western Europeans.
Gotcha.
Suddenly, Trump decides, we're going to put it on your fucking doorstep. What are you going to do about it? Who really can stop him? At which point everyone said, well, shit.
It's a good question, to be honest, isn't it?
No one. No one individual can. A bunch of middling superpowers can definitely put up a sizable enough force to make them think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But no one country can stand up to the United States,
Yeah.
militarily at least.
That's fair.
But so everyone has started increasing their budgets, their defense budgets. Denmark, in particular, up to 5%, where Trump wanted them to be. So Trump, after having secured mineral rights, permanent bases, gets to sit back and go, no, never mind. We won't take it by force. We're all good now. And somebody was like, oh my God, Trump chickens out. The taco meme. I don't know if you've seen that one. But Trump always chickens out. It was about the tariff thing. It was about, and now with Greenland.
Yeah.
It's not that. It's the big ask and then negotiating down.
Mm-hmm.
And miraculously, Trump then gets what he wants.
But he chickened out.
I don't think really. Allegedly, I don't think Trump really actually wanted Greenland. Is the thing. I think Trump wanted guarantees that Greenland and the Arctic would be protected. And in order to see just how well that would go,
yeah,
he put the biggest threat in the Arctic, the United States.
I like that. I like it a lot.
It's a very weird way to play games.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of these people are like, you should not play games with this. But Trump is a different kind of a person.
Mm-hmm.
He sees everything as transactional. He sees everything as a business deal. He sees everything as something can be gained here. Let's see if I can get what I want. If it makes them uncomfortable, it means we're getting somewhere.
Fuck him if it makes him uncomfortable. I don't give a shit.
Well, your prime minister had some very, very rude things. One of your, one of the PMs, I think, MPs, were bitching and moaning that Kier wasn't announcing retaliatory tariffs against the United States, even though they had not even gone into place.
He won't do it to the he won't do retaliatory tariffs. He's not got the balls for it. He really doesn't. He's a coward. He would never do it to America because he knows it'd fuck him over.
But he even said that the special relationship was basically gone.
That's a bold move for him.
I think that's a damn bold statement.
A stupid one as well.
I don't think that you could ever say that the special relationship between the United States and the UK could ever be dead. But I think it was more like he was bullshitting for the image. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get you completely. He's an idiot. You have to be an idiot to say something like that.
It might be that he said it publicly and called Trump.
If he did, I'd be very impressed. He is a coward, so I don't expect too much from him. No offense to Keir
That being
Starmer,
said,
but he will bend over if he's told to.
somebody was making a point to try and explain what Europe could do to actually cripple the United States if we ever did invade Greenland.
Okay.
Europe overall has trillions of dollars in US-backed bonds.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, promises and guarantees that the money that we owe you will be given to you. Well, if they were to collect on all of that, sell off the bonds, dump them, the United States dollar would mean hardly anything anymore.
Yeah.
And the person who had suggested that, just a random ass TikToker, I brought up the fact, I'm like, if you were so bold as to say that we would the Europe could crash the American dollar and that would be the worst thing that happened, you are sorely mistaken.
Hmm.
Because if we can no longer purchase things, we will use everything that we have available to us right now to fix the problem. And that's a lot of guns.
It's a lot of guns.
A lot of guns, a lot of bullets. So we would find that problem and we would fix it.
Well, that wouldn't
And it
take
would not be
much.
good. And it would
Wouldn't
be
it?
it would be the worst thing that you could possibly do is unseat the only superpower's economic system because we are also critically important to everyone else's economy.
Yeah.
Your economy is uh, inextricably linked to United States consumption and consumerism. Um, France, Italy, Germany, shit. Even Germany has more Mercedes Benz and BMW um, plants in Greer, South Carolina than they do in Germany. They have effectively turned that area of the country into a small German area, actually.
Really?
Yeah, they have I think the biggest I want to say Mercedes plant in Greer, and they even started like constructing a like they are personally financing like the roadways around it.
Hmm.
They have Oktoberfest in Greer. It's funny as hell that like Germany and their exports
Hmm.
primarily they are rather better suited to be built in America than in Germany at this point. We have more space.
I will admit, there's something about watching these power plays happen in real time I find quite funny.
Oh,
Oh. And by the way,
do
Michael,
tell.
I was installing GTA 3. I bought that on Steam today, the definitive trilogy, because, well, I got paid and I wanted to buy a game.
Eh,
And also, Grand Theft Auto is like a game I can play and never get bored of, ever.
well, Minnesota is playing it in real life.
Yeah, they are,
But
but
anyway,
I don't think it would be the same if I was driving the cars there. I might get into trouble.
fair point. But why do you find it funny? I guess.
Because we've seen over the years, every time Trump's done something, eventually it's been proven that he's doing it for a different reason to what everyone thought. Whenever he sat, remember that picture of the world leaders all crowded around him while he sat with his arms crossed?
Hmm?
It's that territory of they're not playing the same game. He's playing it for a business
Correct.
perspective. They're playing politics. He doesn't play politics. He doesn't know how
Mhm.
to. Politics to him is just a extension of business. But since most politicians are too busy insider trading, and yes, I've seen Ilhan Omar's net worth. Seriously, bitch, you're not worth that much from your salary. He doesn't have to play those games because he's already a billionaire. You know, and I think it's really interesting. I thought he might actually stick to the Greenland thing for a laugh because tactically it could be quite funny. But I know Greenland doesn't want to be a part of the US either. I think it does want to be a bit more independent from Denmark, especially. But he has forced the hand of people to spend more money on defense, which I think is a good idea.
Hmm.
I like it. I think it's
Oh,
very funny to me.
100%.
I want to see more of this.
Me too. I want to see countries actually like caring about themselves again. And this doesn't mean like the NHS or universal healthcare or
Yes.
UBI or anything like that. I want I want countries to take their own defense seriously. If we were all playing a game of Civ and I was responsible for protecting four other fucking nations in a game of Civ with my army, and because of that, I could not advance mathematics, science, culture, and all that shit, I'd be pissed.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys get to go and live. All your people are happy. My people are pissed. I'd be really pissed off because what the fuck? What I'm doing all this work and spending all this money, and you guys are doing what? Fuck all. Talking amongst yourselves. Like, reinvest in your own country's security, and you may lose access to some things that your taxes were ordinarily paying for, and that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Your defenses are subsidized by America, and that's why a lot of you guys can afford things like universal health care, because you don't have to pay for your own defense, not significantly at least. But if things were to change, I think overall people would be generally a lot safer. Problems that would exist by threats of local, disputes, regional disputes, would no longer happen. If Taiwan had the ability to have been around for as long as France was, and still was being threatened by China in the way that it is, that would be absolutely fucking disgraceful
Yep.
on the account of that country.
Yeah.
But Taiwan gets a pass because they have not been around for as long. We must protect them. Korea,
Taiwan.
Japan.
I'll outright state it. Taiwan's a country. It is not China.
Yes, correct.
I don't care what anyone says. I don't like
yes,
China
of course.
anyway, so.
Not me either. Well, I don't mind the people. I really hate the government.
I
I really hate what the government tries to do to their people.
Yeah. Can't stand the government because it's not.
I feel very similarly about Russia though too. I hate Russia as a government, but I think the people just want this 100-year conflict with the West to just be over.
Yeah. It's just a shame that it's not going to anytime soon, really.
No, our own politicians wouldn't let that happen.
No, because there's too much money involved.
That's right.
That's embarrassing. It's embarrassing that I knew that as well. I don't want to know these things.
I wish they weren't so commonly known.
Yeah.
I wish it wasn't so understood that Russia's the bad guy, that our politicians won't let the Russia McCarthyism die because there's money in or money or political influence in continuing to have them be the bad guy.
Yeah.
Because Hillary Clinton kind of used that to their advantage when they were in the 2016 election. Which is funny because Crimea was invaded while she was Secretary of State. But now that you look at it from 1,000 feet away, cat. Sorry, my cat randomly
Guinness
touched
or
my
Stella?
leg. Guinness. Stella's in a wooden box that
nice.
I put on a chair because I was moving shredding up to the shredder. And I put it on the chair, and now she has declared that is her box now.
As it is.
It is now her box. Yes, that's correct.
I have a new box arriving soon with a new 3D printer, and I'll be giving that straight to Tilly because she likes box too.
Yep, cats, box, universal. But yes, from 10,000 feet, the issues geopolitically with Russia is just it's just garbage. Russia and China also had no idea how to respond to the Trump Greenland situation. They were like, "We stand with Europe." What? Wait, hold on. Can we hold on? Run that back. Wait, what are we doing? Never mind.
Can we
fuck it. Right, right. They said that outright. They were like, "Wait, well, what? Do we support? We agree with NATO." Well, oh, this is weird.
Must be an odd feeling when they agree with NATO of all things.
For real. They did, and then they kind of had to like stop, and they stopped saying anything after that. That's the first time they were like, Trump's like aggression towards Greenland is an embarrassment to NATO, and NATO was like, "Yeah, we agree."
That's embarrassing, quite frankly.
Yeah,
Um,
but now after it's been handled,
yeah.
we had a major market drop.
So we are sadly out of time.
We are
We're going to have to go. I need to go to bed. You need to go pick up your wife. Um,
correct.
I'll be here next week, Trups.
I believe so. Yes.
Marvelous. I look forward to it. It'll be great. I'll prepare this time, guys. I do apologize. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. And we'll see you all in 7 days' time. Say goodnight, Trups.